Titanic is going to be re-released in 2012 to mark the 100th anniversary of the sinking of the ship. Now we all know the 1997 hit movie with directed by James Cameron, starring Leonardo DiCaprio and Kate Winslet, who played Jack Dawson and Rose Cater, obviously. Well, that movie is going to be re-released in 2012 in 3D to mark the 100th anniversary of the ship. James Cameron had recently confirmed this during a Comic-Con panel, which I believe he was there for Avatar. I'm not really sure, but he did say during Comic-Con that he is going to re-release the movie originally he said 2011. From what I have been told, that has now changed until 2012, which is in 3 years. So, all the people who's in love with Jack Dawson or Rose Cater get to see the movie again in 3D, which means with that $1.8 billion it made in the box office, we'll make more. So, mark your calendars and get your 3D glasses ready. The Titanic is on the way. Now, as you guys remember around the time the movie actually had came out, there was talk going around saying that how they're going to rebuild the ship of the Titanic. It's going to be called Titanic 2, I believe. Well, that actually has been building, I think, for the past, I don't know how many years, but they actually have started building the ship, and it's not going to debut until 2012 also. So we have double Titanic, if you would see it like that. So Titanic will be re-released in 2012. The other movies, like A Night to Remember, the TV movie with Catherine Zeta-Jones and Peter Gallagher, who we all know from the OC, and Catherine Zeta-Jones we know from Chicago. No word yet whether those movies are going to be on TV or A Night to Remember is going to come out also in the theaters. But we do know Titanic is going to be released, and I will post it. I will post the YouTube clip of James Cameron confirming it on that side, people. So we get to see, yay, my favorite, everybody's favorite movie of all time. Anyway, let's move on. I want to talk about how a lot of people who've been comparing Titanic to Twilight, you really cannot actually say that you really cannot actually compare those two. Titanic is an actual tragedy romance, as Twilight is basically fiction and basically for tweens. But if you guys do not believe me, there have been comparisons. One person was like, this movie should pass Titanic because it's so big or anything like that. But I'm thinking that's not ever going to happen, because even if you combine all 4 books or movies, I should probably say, that it's not going to happen because not everybody's going to go see Twilight, to be honest with you. But for people who actually never heard of it being compared, it has been compared before. Go to Yahoo Answers, type in Edward and Bella and Jack and Rose, or type in Titanic and Twilight. It will pop up. People have been comparing it to Twilight. I even asked a question. Go on Yahoo Answers for some posts too. I have to do my Yahoo Answers shirts, but I will post it. I even asked a question saying that, is comparing Academy Award movie like Titanic to Twilight an insult? Everybody said yes, because Titanic, the first movie wasn't all that good. I'll say that. The first movie wasn't all that hyped up to be. It, to me, it really didn't live up to hype, but I'm hoping New Moon will do that. Will be better than it. But, yeah, it has been compared. If people want to start comparing the romances, Jack and Rose is more realistic. First of all, Jack dies. Second of all, the time setting that they were in is more bleh, is more realistic because they were ripped apart by social classes. Jack, at the end of the movie, gave up his life to save Rose. Because you know how he gave that one piece of board up for Rose to float on? And we all know Jack dies. I'm pretty sure it was not a dry scene in the house. But to all those people out there, sorry, I'm a Twilight fan, but Titanic is way better. Titanic always will be better. It's just as simple as that. Titanic is an actual, true story. Twilight is just a story that was created by Stephanie Meyer. So you really cannot compare. Sorry, you can't. Titanic will always be better. Jack and Rose will always be better. Despite everything, despite the fact for Rose, despite the fact that Jack is poor, and the fact that she is rich, she ended up with him. Although I wish it was written a little bit differently so Jack would live. But she ended up being with him in death, which is actually more of a comparison to Romeo and Juliet than Twilight to Romeo and Juliet. Because you really can't compare, because at the end of the movie, Jack and Rose were together in death. So you really cannot say. Titanic is better. I'm sorry, Twilight fans, but it's true. Titanic will always be better than Twilight. And Titanic fans, 3 years. Just 3 more years until Titanic is re-released. Can't wait.